At Sheffield Health and Social Care, we are here to improve the mental, physical and social well-being of people in our communities. Our clinical and social care strategy sets out how we as an organisation approach treating people. We aim to provide care that is person-centred, trauma-informed, strengths-based and evidence-led. We are caring for the whole person here, and in order to do that in the best way that we can, moving forward, we need to think about our offer differently. This includes things like working with our estates differently, our approach to workforce, and how we do things every day in SHSC. By doing that, we really aim to value people and improve the lives of people in Sheffield.
My name's Zoe and I am the peer support work lead in SHSC. So my role is to oversee the development of peer support work within the trust. So our peer support workers are people with lived experience of certain mental illnesses, mental health diagnoses or using certain services. So all our peer support work have lived experience of the service they work within, but also a lot of wider competencies as well. Our peer support workers are really highly skilled and have done national training to work alongside a competency framework. Peer support work is so important because it brings lived experience into our services and it supports teams to think about how we work with people in a person-centred, recovery-focused way. Also, our peer support workers are key to multidisciplinary teams and really support that. So peer support workers are key to improving the culture within our services and working with teams to do this, and they've got a great track record of doing that.
My favourite thing is talking to autistic people. Like, that is my absolute favourite thing. And this job gives me the ability to talk with but also support autistic people from my own knowledge and my own experience. And my hope is always that with my peer support clients that they leave feeling confident, happy and more at peace with themselves and their understanding of their own autism. I was really wanting to work more with autistic adults because I got diagnosed as an adult. I know what it was like, getting that diagnosis and then looking back on your whole life and being like, whoa, what, oh, I really wish somebody had told me then, or all the support that I could have had all those years of feeling very alienated and different and yes, I really empathise with autistic adults. Often at this age, I hope this changes in the future, but you're always an educator. You're always having to educate people on how your autism affects you and break down the stereotypes that people have about autistic people, because I can make eye contact and I'm not that good at maths and I can, I've got friends and I have a partner and I have a house and I'm pregnant, things that they don't put in with stereotypical views of autism. So as well as supporting a lot of autistic people to feel more okay with themselves and feel better equipped and better supported and more like they're not alone, you feel, that whole feeling of feeling different and being like, no, that's completely normal, you're fine, there's nothing wrong with you, you're just autistic, you're amazing and different and brilliant.
I guess my story starts way back when, in about 2007, when I first started accessing the gender clinic in the trust. I think the first thing for me, when I come into the service is that somebody believed me. When you come in, you feel so alone, and so you feel like you're almost like the only one, so you don't meet anybody else in a similar situation. So coming in to the service and being believed was key for that. I found out that peer support role was coming available in the service, and I was ready for a change because my background is engineering, so coming from an engineering background into a public sector organisation, I was ready for that, make that leap. I've made that leap and here I am, 7 years later, still here, still doing peer support work. Absolutely love what I do. It's the best move I ever made. For me, the best part of the role is meeting people who are or are in a similar situation to what I was, being able to help them and see them people flourish and become themselves who they need to be. And that brings its own rewards. That's why I get up every day to do what I do, is just to help and see people live the life.
It's really important for us to have to take a collaborative stance when working with partners. Everything we do, we believe, should be co-produced, so that we're listening to the voices of the community, we're listening to the voices of service users and also their carers, because they understand what the difficulties are far more than we ever will. For us, it's about ensuring that Sheffield get their needs met. So Sheffield is, to me, a massive community, and it's a community of individuals from various areas, but we all have a lot of similar difficulties, regardless of postcode, ethnicity, race. And so our goal is to make sure that the mental health of the communities of Sheffield are taken care of. And so in order to do that properly, we need to hold our hands up, say we don't have all the answers, and collaborate with anyone and anybody who wants to make things better for the city as a whole, like we do. We're not going out harvesting information and then disappearing. You know, we're completing that feedback loop. So because we're working with them from the beginning, they understand what our agenda is, we're working to the same agenda, and we are seeing results. And so from that, we have more and more communities wanting to work with us and trusting us more. And that's really important, because we can't do this on our own. We've pretended like we could in the past. We're more realistic now. And to me, that's a really positive thing. We've been doing this for a while now, but it's really important to be honest and say we still don't have all the answers, but we're trying to do the best we can with the capacity that we have, and we're really proud of what we're doing.
Sheffield Flourish grew out of Sheffield Health and Social Care in 2012. Originally the thought was to be someone that could do things differently, and I think that relationship continues nowadays. We run about 8 different mental health friendly groups that work towards people's strengths, allow them to be creative, learn new skills. And I guess the idea is that people can come here and it's not just about their mental health, even though it's a mental health friendly environment. I think sometimes with mental health you can really be defined by your mental health, and often a lot of the support you're receiving can be in a real clinical setting. And I guess what Flourish offers, and why the relationship's important with SHSC, is we're that kind of non-clinical environment. So by focusing on skills, strengths, creativity, it means that people aren't defined by their mental health, and they can kind of lead the lives that they want to lead and flourish.
We think that arts and health is a bit like creativity being the immune system of the mind. You use art and creativity to help service users and the organisation to improve their health outcomes. There's loads of evidence to say that art and creativity really improve our well-being. We're more than just treating medicalising conditions. We know that humans are more holistic than that. We need to help think about all the ways we can improve health outcomes, and art and creativity have got a great evidence base for how it can do that.
Our arts and health at SHSC is kind of split into 2 different parts. So there's the participatory element. So we run groups with service users, with staff groups, we do kind of long-term projects with people, but we also work with the therapeutics environment team, so that would be looking at things like, for example, the recent health-based place of safety. So we were involved in getting the artist in and thinking about what colours we wanted. So we did consultation with service users and staff, fed that back into what we wanted the the unit to look like, and we've been doing that with the wards as well.
The two parts of arts and health are really connected, aren't they? So they're really values led as well as aesthetics. So thinking about the trust values and thinking about how we can use those to help improve outcomes, thinking about co-production, for example, making sure that we make the artwork meaningful because it's made by service users who are going to see it regularly, or including staff in co-producing artwork and staff and service users together, because I think it equalises, it has a really amazing power and strength to equalise and make sure that we realise that we're all human, all go through the same difficulties, and we're kind of working together to try and improve things. So even though the projects where we put artwork on the wall, it's not always about, well, that looks nice, we'll put it up. We try and think about what makes it meaningful, and if you are participating in creating it, then it's going to have much more meaning, isn't it? It's going to feel like an autonomy, and there's power behind that.
Recently we were approached by Northland, so they've repainted all the interview rooms downstairs, but they wanted some artwork because it was looking very plain. So I contacted Tracy Fiddler, who runs the Tabernacle drop-in group, and asked if I could go there and talk to them about making some artwork.
So this were inspired by something that's already up in Northlands actually, that people really liked getting involved with, and it's the hearts, and everybody had a different take on what they wanted to put into the hearts, and it looks really beautiful all put together. These were all created for making the rooms a little bit more brighter so that people can come and see what sorts of things we actually do down at Tabernacle Church, down at Drop-In. We move on to my favourite, which is this one, and it's a jigsaw, and everybody got a piece of this jigsaw, and we painted it in the 5 colours, and then they put it together, and this is what it looks like. And I think that that's really beautiful, and I think that's going to look amazing on walls. So what this actually does for our clients is give them a positive message. It gives them something to do. From beginning to the end, they've had to say where they're going, the colours behind them, what they actually want it to represent, and it actually says at the bottom that the artwork has been created by the Northlands Community Mental Health Team, Tabernacle Drop-In Group, which is all our lovely clients, and we hope it's going to be there for a long time yet, so that when they go into Northlands they can actually say, I've actually had an input into this art project.
So we're doing lots of initiatives to try and improve patient care and improve health outcomes, but actually it's really fundamental that all that is based on the best evidence and evidence-led practice. So evidence-led practice really means that we are basing the treatments, the interventions, all the sorts of stuff that we're doing kind of on the best available evidence. It means that we can provide the best, most high quality services that we can. And what's also really important is that we need to generate evidence so that we know that the care that we are giving is actually really effective, that we're making the most effective use of our resources. Renewed evidence comes out all the time, so it's that culture of ongoing learning, ongoing continuous improvement, and modifying the things that we do to make sure that what we're doing is still the right thing. So really what we're saying is evidence-based practice and being evidence-led is actually integral to making sure that the services that we deliver are effective, that they're efficient and they're patient-centred. It helps us to deliver high quality care and makes really efficient use of our resources, but ultimately it improves patient outcomes.
Continuous quality improvement is really important. It's at the heart of everything that we do at Sheffield Health and Social Care. When I'm talking about quality improvement, I mean safety, I mean improving efficiency and experience of service users and staff. This is really important, and to be able to do it properly we have to actually speak to people and listen to the voices of service users, of staff, and co-produce properly. Over the last year we've spent a lot of time to really understand what makes an organisation outstanding and learn from other trusts, and what we've realised is that the most outstanding trusts have a really strong culture for continuous quality improvement, and that's where we want to be, and we want continuous quality improvement to be under everything that we do, every single activity. So what we've been trying to do is to support innovation, transformation and change through what we're calling our integrated change framework. And it will tell us about change at different levels, and it brings together all the people across the trust that are supporting change, and there's a lot of them. We're going to continue listening to people to understand how we implement it well and make sure that there's this really strong culture of improvement in the trust. And by doing that, what we're hoping we will achieve is that people really look forward to change and that people are really supported to be involved with it and share their ideas and make change happen. By building a stronger improvement culture, we can use our resources more effectively, we can create a great place to work, ensure that our services are inclusive, and most importantly, we can deliver outstanding care.